Is that supposed to be Chess Mountain?
Love for that.
He knows how the pieces.
We're gonna play Guess the Elo today. I'm gonna climb, and you're gonna tell me what you think my Elo is.
Ooh.
Okay.
I want to get higher.
He's definitely got the height. So that's the finish. That's the finish.
That's finish? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You can just drop down, right? You can just drop down. Okay. You definitely lose some Elo for that.
He knows how the pieces move.
He knows how the pieces move for sure.
The start is in here.
Yeah.
So we know how the.
Okay.
You hear that, Chess? I know how the pieces move on the wall. Oh wait, dude.
Okay.
Wait, no,
Wow.
he's kind of insane.
He's got some footwork in it. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, checkmate.
All right,
He's
for sure.
definitely a little higher rated.
A
He loves
thousand
a little higher.
might be pretty accurate. 1150.
Oh, dang, I'm savage. 1020.
Averages out to like
1170.
1170.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna play Guess the Elo today.
My gramps always said, Dayton car, the same door that got you in will get you out. My gramps is wise. It's a shame he didn't choose to go to college. He drove a truck and is much smarter than people that went to college like myself. Same door that got you in will get you out. Unless you're married, that means relationship. That means job. Any decision. You're not stuck. Wasted a little time. Same door that got you in will always get you out. I get the vibe. Chess got a big boost due to COVID, and newsflash, unless every human being is trapped inside, again, like we were in 2020, there will be no second chess boom. It's hard. It's lonely. It's expensive if you want to get good. And promoting 1,300 rated streamers, it just makes pretty women a little more popular. I recommend using a tool such as Adobe After Effects to add running numbers to the rock wall.
I hope that this can
Maybe
be a
mixing in
place where
pop
all
culture.
people, animals, and
Great idea. That's more relatable. By the excitement of getting Elo. We're all familiar with. Everyone's gone rock climbing. So you want to do it.
Stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy. Yeah, you think I'm crazy. But that's nothing.
Wanted the fame, but not the cover of Newsweek. Oh, well, gas beggars can't be choosy. Wanted to receive attention from my music. Wanted to be left alone in public. Excuse me. For one, my cake and eat it too. And one both ways, fame. Maybe you balloon, because my ego inflated when I blew C, but it was confusing because all I wanted to do was be the Bruce Lee of loosely. Abused me. Hit the lottery. Oh, me. Yoda yoda lay. Oh. I'm beginning to lose sleep. One sheep, two sheep. Getting cook was cool, Keith. As I was saying, the chess business people got a little extra attention during COVID, and it seems They'll do anything, copy any idea, hurt anyone to keep it. Furthermore, I saw this on Facebook. I think this is a pretty prominent grandmaster. I'm a chess player, and the overwhelming majority of people who follow my public page are male. Most chess athletes are male. It is interesting to observe whether different kinds of posts I make alter the percentage of female followers. If I put up a board, they go down. Ooh, shots fired. Call it out, ladies. On the rare occasion I say something connected to my feelings, they go up. Make of that what you will. I think he's sexist. Sounds sexist. And I don't care if women can or can't become as strong as men in chess, all things being equal. I don't care at all. It makes no difference to me, just like any newcomer to chess, especially adults. I don't care. If you're pretty, I'm more likely to watch your content. And even women, which one of the reasons I like the chess women, or at least respect them, it's hard to put yourselves out there. And the streamers could make a lot more money if they decided to just be pretty bimbos, for lack of a better term. But they chose to put themselves out there and use chess. But they have big followings, in large part because they're pretty. It at least gets them started. That is a fact. There is no coincidence. The top 5 to 10 female chess creators in terms of earnings and following happen to be some of the prettier chess women. Deal with it. But if conversations can't even be had, like that Nigel Short grandmaster, if he can't say that, or if I said that, someone who isn't as influential in chess as Nigel Short, if I can't say that, deuces. I'm not going to say that because I don't really care. I only care if they start going to Instagram and ruining men's lives. Then I'll say stuff like that. There's no need for it. There's no money in it. Like I said, chess is hard. And the added concern of being called out on Instagram, fuck you all. My plan is to get to 1,800 over the board. I'm 1622. I'm taking Sunday off because I have a dog. Say hi, Nova. It's been lonely. Those people that were climbing the rock wall, which is really interesting because my Climb of Chess Mountain video came out 7 months ago, and I'm all over social media talking about Chess Mountain, Chess Mountain. You can't just talk about chess. No one understands. But if you put it with something familiar, that might make people understand and get excited. And now there's Chess Mountain, a half-assed version of my Chess Mountain concept, by the way. But it's very hard when we're 30, and I started this when I was 26, to date, to get other jobs when you're on social media. If you don't have anyone supporting you, you're just a crazy person running your mouth online trying to make it. And they've thrown terrible chess athletes a bone, helped them with streams. I moved to St. Louis, sold my second home, got a membership, went to tournaments on my own. Some people weren't friendly. Now some people are nice to me, but at first nobody really included me at all. And now I don't want to be included. Go on a date. What do? I used to work in corporate tech. When are you going back to that? Well, looking at going back to dealing cards because I'm doing the YouTube stuff, and here's why I want to do it. Oh, well, you got to start playing chess when you were little. And all they would have had to have done was help me a little bit. And they seem like cocks. They seem like major cocks. But like my gramps said, same door that got you in will get you out. Got a table games dealing license because no one would reply to me. I moved to St. Louis on my own. AI, who knows what that's going to do to tech, which is my background. I'll always have a good backup plan, and it's a very hard piece of advice to accept, but go where you're wanted. Go where you are wanted. You can take that to extremes. If the girl or guy you liked didn't want to marry you, don't just go date someone who's abusive. But go where you're wanted. If the corporate job was too good for you, it's our culture. It's our culture. No, you want people who tell you what you want to hear and think like you. That's your culture. Swallow your pride. And Uber drive too. I Uber drove, and my mom was worried, especially when I would drive. I door dashed when I was working at my first casino. I don't think I Ubered yet. Well, Dayton, you're working in downtown St. Louis. There was a shooting across the river last night. Are you okay? And then you're door dashing in that area where, again, there was a shooting. I said, yeah, of course I am. Of course I am. One, that's the world we're living in now. It's just what's going to happen when apps take over and technology keeps getting mixed with humans. Adjust. There might not be human bosses as we knew them when I was in college for much longer. Do I like that? Do I not like that? I don't really know. Doesn't matter. But working at a casino, there's no place safer than with $50,000 in front of you. There's no place. Put a casino in the most dangerous jungle. I'll be as safe as I would be if I lived in a rich neighborhood with a great security system. No one's going to fuck with me. And if they even look at me for too long, there's going to be a guy much bigger than me, and I'm fairly big, that looks like he should be playing middle linebacker in the NFL, checking on me. How fast? That fast. Don't look at me too long. And definitely don't look at my chips. Nothing to worry about. And Uber driving, there's some things to worry about. But overall, everything's tracked. Everything on these creepy little tools called iPhones are tracked. If somebody raises their voice, I can let the iPhone record audio. Do you care about me as a person, Mate Legal? Look at this clown. Where's Chess? Don't you want to hear my ideas? What made me who I am today? Do you care if I live or die? No. And this is why we should shoot our shot, by the way. Take risks, any aspect of life. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if I killed myself tonight. Where are Chess? That's it. You can't even use proper grammar. Where is Chess? Mate Legal. Take an English class. But Uber, all you have to do is consider if the passenger is not in his or her right mind, meaning a Schedule 1 substance, and even some Schedule 1 substances. They're just happy. Are you crazy? Subjective, my friend. And I feel safer Uber driving with someone I don't know right behind me that could strangle me than I did in corporate tech during COVID lockdown, working with a lot of perfect people. And at the casino, no one boss controls my future. Like this Mate Legal moron is saying, are you crazy? Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But it's not up to one person or one manager to decide if I am or not. So, took steps towards what I wanted to do, which was chess. Got some other options and much better perspective on life. I'll get to 1,800 over the board and 2,200 in blitz. Probably be done. It's not worth it. And people like this, like I said, he didn't care if I live or die. But there's no need for it either. Since I'm ranting, there's only one way I can for sure say someone is crazy or mentally ill. Would you like to know? Would you like to know? The only way I can be sure someone is mentally ill is if he or she is physically harming others or threatening to physically harm others. I might add, if not provoked or for no logical reason. That's it. You're religious? I'm not religious. Could you be the best doctor if you are religious and you pray to an invisible man in the sky who you think somehow intervenes, and when a little girl gets kidnapped by a terrorist, he let it happen. He let it happen. You go to church and you talk to him. You pray that he'll help from the sky or wherever you think heaven is, but you won't walk over and serve food to the homeless. Sounds like a form of illness. But some of the best doctors are religious. One of my better friends, who I think he's still going to be a brain surgeon, he's religious, and he's not the type that's emotional. He's thought about it, questioned it. But still, he's very religious. Much smarter than me. Could be one of the better doctors. Rare combination of intelligence and he's gone on mission trips and stuff. Has some street smarts. So, yeah, you could absolutely be one of the top surgeons in the world and pray to an invisible person in the sky, from my perspective. No issue. You're not ill. By the same token, I'm not ill for saying there's probably not an invisible man in the sky. And if there is, I have no evidence. But both sides often criticize the other for being mentally ill. The world would be much happier, much more fair, and most importantly, much safer if more adopted that mindset, especially on the internet. I cannot prove you are mentally ill unless you are harming another person physically or threatening to harm another person physically. You don't speak English, but I understand you. I took public speaking courses, body language, confidence, enthusiasm. You're welcome. All right, got it back up to 1981. My last few games are a great example of why it's important to take online chess ratings with a grain of salt. I beat an athlete while I was at work on my breaks last night. I think it's called Farming Elo. Just beating the shit out of someone who's not very good. Pepe. I thought I did. I thought his name was like Norwegian something. Mellow Norwegian. I beat the Mellow Norwegian twice. It's like one of those games. Mellow Norwegian is confused because he's from America and not very good at chess. And but it shows you what devices can do to our brains because both games, the Mellow Norwegian plays some garbage opening. I'm not reacting. But sometimes I'm talking to coworkers during these games. Yeah, just finding what needs to be found. Both these games, Mellow Norwegian did this nonsense. Reminds me of the cow, where it's not good, but it surprises you. And I'm for the most part pre-moving stuff in the opens because in blitz it doesn't matter at this level. And also, like I said, I'm at work. Sometimes I've got to rush back for my shift, so I'm not late. So I just lost a pawn in the open and didn't get my king safe. Both games. I play too much of that in speed chess. It's not terrible, but it's not what you want to do either. Look out, I have a pawn and my bishops will snipe. The bishops might not snipe now. But if I could trade him, be up a pawn, and get my king to safety, I'm happy. I'm a happy chess camper. And now I'll pretend my pawn's a little bit better. Yeah, you could push. Yeah, now c5 probably wouldn't be any good. You're just gonna get your ass kicked. That's what's gonna happen. Okay. I don't know what that's gonna do for you. Go right ahead. I'll manually castle my king. Not a one-trick pony. Your rook is mine, and I'm grateful. More or less have to accept the trade. Told you. Loser. I could be a real prick here. Instead, I'm just going to make sure I win the game. Oh my gosh, Dayton. Jeez. That's so fucking sad. Gosh. First game of the day there. Son of a bitch. A very good job by you. Then you gotta. Loser. You're useless. You're useless. To me, to chess. A disgrace to your family. What's wrong with you? What's right with you? Let's start with that. Maybe you can find a few things and rebuild your confidence. But if I ask what's wrong with you, there's plenty of answers just right in your face. Saying this isn't good. This is a personality flaw. Jackass. I've got to talk some crap when I play chess, especially when I'm waking up. It gets me in the zone, and it's fun. Okay. What do you want? What do you want? Ninja Inventor? Boy, that's an interesting name. Wonder what you're up to in your free time. No, really, I do. I want to know. You don't actually want to know. He's probably crazy. No, I'm genuinely curious. Light bishop moves. Let's use this pin. Peekaboo. Your rook will not get my pawn, and my bishop's there anyway. See, sometimes I forget when I make those moves that aren't real common, like the bishop back by the king. It's a great way to change everything also. What do you want? What are you doing? Do you have a plan? Quitter? You quitter? Do you quit everything you try after my emotional rant about quitting chess? because I'm sad. Quitter. Speaking of religion, I mentioned religion in my rant. So a lot of Bible verses about that. To paraphrase the Lord, at least the Christian Lord. There's a lot of lords out there. Yeah, but if you worship the others, you're going straight to hell. I get it. I grew up Baptist. I understand. Believe me, I understand. I'm a troubled sinner, undeserving of happiness or redemption, unless I pray to the right God. But the Bible is a very good book, and it could be true. Jesus was more likely a carpenter. Okay. So I think I can get the queens off the board, right? And if so, I'll be all right with that double pawn decision. Boop. Shit, am I not up a pawn? That's sad. It's extremely sad. Is it worth it? Probably. It's an important decision for you. The right move is to take my pawn. On speed chess, I'm going to get my rooks. Just have them try to wreck your dreams. Right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Duh. Your back rank is weak. My pawns are doubled, but my back rank is not weak. Enemy. Okay. No, I'm in shape. Yes, ma'am. How are you, Nova? Love you. She's a good puppy. She's a good puppy. She's beautiful, too. She's a very pretty puppy. What? Oh, shit. That was a bad no. And don't get greedy, but I'm going to do it. Made that executive decision to play for the win because I sensed you suck at chess. And turns out I was right. When I don't play well, my intuition is spot on. And that's 29-7. Yeah, bad job. Got a lot done on that idea. Just a pretty basic idea. Not one worth getting locked into. Yeah, and that's terrible by me. Downside online chess. I mean, you can tell I know how to play chess, especially in the rapid time control online. You can tell I've taken some classes, at least not to screw myself in the opening. A little bit of strategy in the middle and end game. But man, when you play speed chess, too much speed chess, your brain just gets in ruts where you do stupid stuff like I did in that game. And then you don't get punished for it, I might add. You don't get punished enough for stupid shit, you'll keep doing it. That's not a green light to some boomers to teach lessons during COVID lockdown to the younger generation about manners or being a good little bitch. So lives get ruined. Ninja Inventor needs to go back to the laboratory. That's all right, Ninja Inventor. Edison and many other famous inventors didn't get it right the first time. Einstein, people thought he was stupid, so maybe you won't suck at chess forever, but you sure do now. I had too much fun with this. I'm not going to stop. They call me the tactician. It's not a good move. More or less got to take it, otherwise I'm pushing d4, and that's going to be a little unpleasant for you. I'll probably play f6 because you're not going to take it. If you're thinking about it, you're not going to take it. Usually, if they think this long, they're trying to find any reason to not take it. What are you thinking about here? I should be the one thinking, right? Oh, no, it's not a check. It's not a check. Relax, man. God damn it. Wow. Son of a bitch. You gotta get it right though. Bullshit. You need to move your king. It's not going to be so clear for you. Not with 1 minute and you being incompetent. Next move, pretty much regardless of what you do, as long as you make a decent move for me, is knight c6 or queen to f5. Because you're thinking too much. Chess gods blessed me with more natural ability, and I need to win this chess battle. Okay. So you gotta go. You gotta go. Give me time to move my queen out of the way. See how bad these people are? Another reason, I don't know if I can do this long term. I'm 30. I'm not really almost 31, but I'm not far away either. To see anyone get praised. See, and I'm out of it, man. It doesn't matter because you're out of time. But this is 2100. This is light years more advanced than Tyler 1 and some others. Who are their grandmasters? Can you believe it's so hard for an adult to learn chess? Can adults even use their brain anymore? Hikaru thinks I need a cane and Elon Musk's Neuralink chip in order to even have a full conversation without forgetting where I'm at. If I ever do meet Hikaru, I have a lot of respect for the grandmaster. That's why, in spite of my personality flaws, may all evil leave your life. Are you going to perform an exorcism on me, bitch? All right. A little bit of adversity. It's called desirable difficulty made legal. I'm not happy. Don't label me depressed. I'm no victim. I'm no victim. Oh, man. I could use some sleep. I will greet Hikaru Nakamura with a cane. Then I'll freeze when I go up to him. I know you from somewhere, Sonny. Even though he's older than me. Because I have a lot of respect for grandmasters. It's just important to decide when we're young ideally my age or a little younger, just how much bullshit we want to put up with. Bullshit everywhere in life. How much politics can we handle? If we want to climb the corporate ladder, make sure we know what we're signing up for and draw your line early. And the chest stuff, Hans Niemann, that's too much. That's too much. And acting like a 1900 online, regardless of whether you started at 60 or age 4, acting like a 1900 online matters or is any good. I can't get excited about that. I can't put my pom-poms on and cheer for anyone under 2200 online or 1800 of the board. If you haven't achieved one of those milestones, I just can't cheer for you. I can't pretend you're any good at chess. And it seems like you have to exist in business. So I'll try to enjoy life and not end up like Bobby Fischer. The Naroditsky suicide was sad, or seemingly suicide, which also begs the question, what the fuck am I doing in a soundproof phone booth alone? Occasionally taking Adderall so I can stay up to walk my dog, get some Uber rides, play more chess. What am I doing? It's not worth it. They can just say I cheated if I work my whole life and become a master. 49 years old and you're still being a dickhead to streamers online, to small and medium-sized creators online. You're 49 and that's what you're doing with your life. Man, I feel better. I'm only 30. I try to be vulnerable, not because I'm suicidal and not because I think it's okay or good for men to show emotion. I do think it's okay. But it depends on your goal. Like Mate Legal, Mr. Dickhead here, 49-year-old living in his mom's basement, talking shit on me for trying, moving to a city alone, taking a shot, walking into a club. And in St. Louis, a lot of seasoned athletes who have taken lessons with a master for years, just letting them beat the shit out of me until I figure it out. Now I beat some of them fairly consistently. Yeah, I'm a loser. I got no backbone, no confidence. I can't handle risk. 49 years old. Tell your mom to do your laundry. I don't mean that mean. I might be asking my mom the same thing soon if I move back home. I won't live with them, but I got a dog. I adopted a dog during COVID lockdown, and she's the love of my life. I wrote down a few times, and this is what I do. I do have flags for when I might be having a very bad mental period or might be manic. So when someone says I'm depressed, or like this crazy person who doesn't even know me, I'm mentally ill, I'm sad, I need Jesus, whatever you said, may all evil leave my life. Like, it initially didn't hurt my feelings because I realized no one cared. And that was hard because it still hurt my feelings, I guess, but I didn't let it linger. Do you have to let it linger? Do you have to let it linger? No, but it did hurt. I'm a delicate flower. My petals have just been burnt enough to where I move on and hide the pain better. But eventually, I really just don't care. I just don't give a fuck. At first, I didn't give a fuck because it would do no good, but I still deep down give a fuck. Now I really just have no more fucks left to give. And the last straw in my transformation I think I'm a nicer asshole. I developed a little bit of an assholeness, but I'm pretty nice about it. But it was when my TikTok got banned. And at first I'm thinking, go away, don't even appeal, you're not going to win. And then I watched videos of Charlie Kirk getting shot, slow motion replays. Erica Kirk's a stupid bitch. You know, when she's trying to figure out, do I download Tinder? What do I do? I'm 30 and I thought I had my husband and the father of my kids and the rest of my life. And now I'm going to date again. And even, I mean, all the thoughts have to be going through her head. My God, leave her alone. And those videos aren't even restricted by age. And some of those types of creators, I don't think like Dean Withers and Parker and those people are bad or mean. I think they're naive to how the world works, just like I was at 20. That's why you can't run for office until you're 35. I wouldn't have wanted 20-year-old me giving ideas to the world. God damn. And even now I have my problems, but I'm much more seasoned. I'm much more aware, not as naive than when I was 20, and they're just running their mouths. But they're not bad. They don't want anyone to hurt. Some of those creators really want pain and others to die. And their videos aren't even getting restricted by age. A 5-year-old can watch someone mocking Erica Kirk, and you know, your kids deserve to not have a dad. And people say that on TikTok, not even banned, not even the video. My whole account was restricted. because I talked about my friend's suicide. And that was kind of my last straw in fuck everybody. I question my decisions. As far as I'm concerned, I need to not be so addicted to online chess. Banks don't care how I pay. AI is going to take a lot of jobs. You're not ill for acknowledging that AI is replacing thousands of workers and good corporate jobs too, by the way. Robots, just like we see in stores and at gas stations. I'm cleaning the floor, bitches. I'm taking your jobs. Ha ha ha. Thank you for shopping at Quick Trip. Like, there are robots in software. You just don't see them. And they're more dangerous because they can replace more jobs quickly. You don't have to assemble them and ship them and test them and bring corporate out to make sure that they're cleaning the floors right and they're not a risk. You just put bots in software and they're doing everyone's jobs and you can't see them. And also there's a human component. If retailers and gas stations just suddenly replaced every human with a robot at once, and when they're ready, they still won't, even if the robots were ready right now and affordable enough to replace every human, they still wouldn't do it because we have some empathy. Even bad people or mean people have some empathy usually, not complete psychopaths. See this? So if you can't see that though, if you can't see it, you just see your costs going down. You pay less for milk. You don't see the robot or the janitor on his way out crying, hey, it's not the best job in the world, but I had a kid young and I had to give up on my dreams of being a baseball player and I was feeding my kids. I was working hard. I got clean and this was my job. And I came to like the company and they're crying on their way out the door. And the robot is saying, I feel no empathy for you, human. I don't have to feed my children. Ha 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 ha. I never miss a spot. Squeaky clean, bitches. Like, if you see that, you'll say, I don't know that I want to spend money here. That poor guy. But in software, you just program those robots. And you don't have to see a human hurt. You don't have to see a human get fired. You don't see the correlation between the robots and losing a job. And that's scary. Sorry, this legal guy's a nut job. This life is unique. Are you saying you have another life? We asked to be here. Those who don't conquer this world will regret it. I don't want to conquer shit. Aside from Chess Mountain, I'll conquer that. Stop, dude. Giving up is not an option. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's always an option. I can't rant like this. And under these circumstances with lunatics online heckling me. Stop bullying me. The TikTok is my last straw. My TikTok getting banned. AI might replace all the jobs. Mate Legal's a moron. It's in my head a little bit. Oh yeah, banks don't care how they get paid. Talking about mental illness, and you're not ill for questioning AI now. Like, those are real things. You have to acknowledge it. You can't say, no, that's a Will Smith movie. You're sick. I'll say there's a fucking robot cleaning the floors, and it gives me updates. And there's also developing a sense of humor when I mock it, because I always talk shit to the robots. Talk about mentally ill. I have a video on my Instagram, and I do this all the time. Any robot anywhere, especially at night, which is usually when I shop and go to the gas station because I work nights, I talk shit to the robots. My perspective is, if you're going to take a human's job, and that's fine, it's business. The executives making these decisions didn't invent capitalism or, prefer the robots. They just happen, and they have to use every advantage they can, or they'll go out of business. And no one will have a job. I get it. But I do talk shit to the robots because I have to cope too. I quizzed one robot on software. They're getting smarter. I want you to tell me about C++. What's your favorite coding language? And you didn't answer my questions. And I told him, you're not getting a promotion. I'm cleaning the floors, C++. If you had to choose a coding language that's the most user-friendly, what do you think? What do you think their robot? Will robots invent their own coding language? It's more efficient. Will code even be a thing? Will they call it something different? And the robot didn't have answers to my queries. So I told the clerk or the gas station person that checks me out, I said, you need to fire that robot. And some of the workers at my gas station I'm next to, so Quick Trip, they realize I'm full of shit and I'm not dangerous or crazy, and no one else is in there. So I think they're kind of lonely and bored too, trying to stay sane, stocking the shelves, restocking the shelves, because Quick Trip does a great job. It's very clean. What are you cleaning? The robot's cleaning the floors. You're restocking the same chip shelf. Are you trying to stay busy so corporate doesn't fire you? They're not going to fire you. No one else wants to do this. But I'll talk crap to the robots and now they'll laugh with me. Like, Motherfuckers talking to robots again. This is funny. And when I go up there, I might say something to them because there's no reason not to have some fun. Say, hey, your robot isn't up to par. And they're like, all right, man. How are you? How was work? But no one's crazy unless they are physically harming or threatening to physically harm another, because there are robots taking our jobs. There's robots writing code and reviewing code and automating test scripts. I saw it, and that was 4 years ago. It's way more advanced now. Try to be decent. Give people chances. Like I started this video talking about Uber. The days where someone is crazy and gets away with it for very long are over. You'll get reported. You'll get investigated. And you don't want to be sitting in a soundproof phone booth alone your whole life. So give it a shot. You're a few years older than me, dude. You're 49. You're driving me nuts. And when you give it a shot, give yourself a timeline so you don't waste your whole life. But I journaled today after the Narodisky thing. I started journaling, not because I'm friends with him or I knew him or I'm like hurt because, again, I didn't know him. But I watched his videos. Those were some of the first videos I watched because grandmasters and newcomers all applaud Narodisky for being one of the best top-level athletes to break the game down in a beginner way that doesn't intimidate and is helpful. A lot of grandmasters, even Carlsen, which I think Carlsen for the number one of any sport, he does dumb it down better than most number ones of any sport, because when you're that intense and you're competing at that level, it's hard for Tiger Woods to teach golf to someone like me. They're too intense. It's going to drive him crazy. And I think Carlsen does a better job than a lot of number ones in other fields, but he's still not very good for newer athletes. He's no good compared to Narodisky. And so when he died, fuck that. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? And I just journaled, I'll be 31 in March. I said, treat it like an extension of your 21st birthday. And I mean this, not in the sense that I can't get married or I shouldn't take life seriously or I should get in trouble, but act like you're a more wise 21-year-old. COVID, of course, no one dreamed that would happen. Industries are getting reshaped right now. You can commit to a company. And it wasn't like there was loyalty when I was getting out of college. There were rumors of layoffs. There were concerns, but it wasn't inhumane. It wasn't no one told you bye. They took your projects, made sure you weren't aware if you were getting fired so that you couldn't have time to gather evidence for court and get rid of you. It wasn't that cruel. And now it is. Now it is. And if a young worker killed himself because those were his expectations, and some people don't have the personality, don't have the interest, don't play any instruments to where they have a reason to give content a shot like I do. And their life is over. They wanted to be at this company forever. They did. And now they're fired. Some won't even tell their parents for weeks because they had to have it. And when we're young, that's why I get mad at some boomers. Yeah, it's not right. It's a big world. It's an overreaction. The COVID lockdown, you thought you were going to be with this company, and that's what your parents wanted you to do, and you don't know any better. Even if you were sheltered, probably even worse if you were sheltered. You take your life as a mental illness. Like Kramnik says about Narodisky, I had no part in that. His family should have done something. And maybe so, maybe not. But there's just no empathy. So why would I be a big boy, bow down to a company that might just discard me tomorrow unless I have to? At 31, I'm going to have my birthday with my family, of course. I'll have a few drinks. I might take a trip with my dog. And I'll decide if I want to keep doing chess, depending on my over-the-board rating, and if I have any opportunities to make money without having to solely rely on content. Stop, Nova. And from 31 to 40, I'll live like a lot do from 21 to 30, just without partying and unsafe behavior. I'll take risk. In worst case scenario, at 40, I will really tone it down. Sometimes when I'm dealing cards, I'll look over at some of my coworkers just that are across the. It's awkward. You make eye contact with your coworkers, and you get in your own head, especially when the table's slow. What are you thinking about? You're looking at me. Well, where the fuck else are you going to look? You can't look away from your table. You can't look to the side because you're responsible for the money in front of you. You have to look directly at me. They should offset the tables a little bit to where I'm staring at a wall instead of another human. So I'm like, should I wave at you? No, that's not professional. I'm just going to stare at you. Who's going to blink first? Not me. But some are older. Every now and then, a dealer is, 70, and there is some loyalty in that world. It's interesting how degenerates, oh no, you can't. That's a sin. Are the nicest people, and they're not. I don't mean that. I am one, and I like to gamble. They're nicer. They're more open-minded. They're quicker to give people chances. They're slower to fire unless you're doing something just clearly wrong. They're better in every way. And I wonder that 70-year-old who the company lets work one day a week just because I think she probably likes the social atmosphere. She does a good job. She's helpful. Much better than some of the younger generation that just wants to create content. I get it. She deserves a job, and they let her work one day a week. But is she less happy than a few I knew from corporate I went to holiday parties with? Got a few promotions or a lot of promotions. Much wealthier, went on more trips. Are they happier than that girl? That woman that has dealt cards and also provided for her family, just had to work nights, maybe had her fingers hit every now and then if somebody lost money and didn't handle it well. I mean, overall, casino people are great, gamblers and workers. And I think she's probably happier. She's not struggling with money. It pays well. Showed up to work, had friends, wasn't worrying about people stabbing her in the back. And so if I'm 40, then I don't know if I'll keep doing chess or not, but if I have another idea, I want to pursue another interest, and it doesn't work out, I'm 40, I'll have my license. I'll know how to deal a lot of games at a casino. I might do a stint in Vegas to get that experience. Once you can deal, especially some of the more advanced games like roulette, you can always move because no one wants to do it, really. And I just think that's fine with me. On the corporate ladder, be 40, have to start over working for someone who's 25, laid off. The company doesn't appreciate my 20 years of contributions. Didn't tell me bye. Sold my house again. I'm 40. Or I'm a dealer with free time and energy to pursue what I want to pursue. Yeah, I think fuck everybody. I'll do what I want. That's where I'm at. Choking through the Sunday, Furious Junker. Why do you call yourself the Furious Junker? Furious Junker. It's odd. I don't need to get taken down rabbit holes here. But it is YouTube. Don't mess things up. The Holy Spirit asked me to tell you this. In what form? Via hallucinations? My best guess is if there is a God, the Lord would not be working through mysterious YouTube hecklers. He blinded Saul, but Saul had some tools that were valuable to Jesus' mission, such as competence. Don't give up. Jesus said, I have overcome the world. We have to do as he did. Well, okay. Tell Jesus to get me a match with Magnus Carlsen. I want Jesus to strike Carlsen with a lightning bolt. If Carlsen says I cheated or insinuates I like anal beads vibrating up my asshole. But when I sit down against Carlsen, I want Jesus to whisper moves into my ear. And if someone accuses me of cheating, I'll tell the accuser, the Lord will send you to hell, for I am divine, and you are not worthy of questioning my success. So glad while children starve, women recover from domestic abuse with bruises on their faces, and wars rage, Jesus gives a fuck about my chess elo. I was worried he'd forgotten about me. And Mate Legal, I'm praying for you. Just praying to a God that I don't believe in. Cause she got time while I got freedom. I got time while she got freedom. When a heart breaks, no, I don't break it. Oh. Now what am I supposed to do when the best part of me was always you? What am I supposed to say when I'm all choked up and you're okay? I'm falling to pieces, yeah. But you're depressed. I'm depressed. You're not worried about that. You and Jesus are in cahoots, but you're not worried about my well-being. You're just worried that I accomplish my mission. Typical. They say the only people who care about a man are God and his mom. I would like to add a dog. And maybe Jesus was just a human, because it doesn't sound like he gives a shit about my depression, as you've labeled me, as you've diagnosed me with. He just cares if I make the right moves on a wooden board. It's a strange world. This is one of the few groups that has predominantly depressing hits that I really like. You've read the books, you watched the shows. What's the best way? No one knows you. Meditate, you hypnotize. Anything to take it from your mind, but it won't go. You're doing all these things out of desperation. Oh, whoa. You're going through 6 degrees of separation. You hit the drink, you take a toll. Watch the past go up in smoke, yeah. Fake a smile, you lie and say you're better now than ever and your life's okay. Well, it's not. No. You're doing all these things out of desperation. Whoa. All right, I get it. Hey, go eat some Kumar. Go eat some your food. Let's go. Eat your food. After you eat that water, let's go. Go. Eat it up. Eat it up. My dog's sitting there tapping on my feet. Said she wants out of the booth. It's in the key. I never know when they say it's in the key of E major. I can figure it out. It's E major, and then they added the capo. So that's probably, I guess C would be an E now. Yeah. Downside to technology too, just like my little tuner. It's not hard to just go up and down the musical alphabet 4 half steps. But I've gotten so accustomed to using my tuner and capo, I don't even, I guess, transpose it anymore. Not a good habit. You've read the books, you watch the shows. What's the best way? No one knows you. Meditate, hypnotized. Anything to take it from your mind, but it won't go. You're doing all these things out of desperation. Oh. You're going through 6 degrees of separation. Hit the drink, take a toll. Watch the past go up in smoke. Fake a smile, lie and say you're better now than ever and your life's okay. Well, it's not. No, you're doing all these things out of desperation. Oh, you're going through 6 degrees of separation. First, you think the worst is a broken heart. What's gonna kill you is the second part. And the third is when your world splits down the middle. Fourth, you're gonna think that you fixed yourself. Fifth, you see them out with someone else. And the sixth is when you admit that you may have fucked up a little. No. You tell your friends, strangers too,
Anyone will throw an arm around you, yeah. Tarot cards, yeah. Gems and stones. Believing all that shit's gonna heal your soul. Well, it's not, no. You're only doing this out of desperation, oh wow. You're going through 6 degrees of separation. First, think the worst is a broken heart. What's gonna kill you is the second part. And the third is when your world splits down the middle. Fourth, you're gonna think that you fixed yourself. Fifth, you see them out with someone else. And the sixth is when you admit that you may have fucked up a little. Oh, there's no starting over without finding closure. You take them back, no hesitation. That's how you know you've reached the 6th degree of separation. No, there's no starting over without finding closure. You take them back, no hesitation. That's how you know you've reached the 6th degree of separation. First, you think the worst is a broken heart. What's gonna kill you is the second part. And the third is when your world splits down the middle. Fourth, you're gonna think that you fixed yourself. Fifth, you see them out with someone else. And the sixth is when you admit that you may have fucked up a little.
My laundry's almost done. I have to go. Don't mess things up. Tomorrow's another day. What do I owe you for the fucking lesson? I'd prefer better help. Made legal. Let me play chess and cope on my own, man. Made legal's little annoying comments. Brought up another thought. Let's say an individual is type 1 bipolar, which is the most severe form of bipolar. Worst mood swings, most difficult to control. If he or she finds ways and a work environment, personal life, support, ways to function without the bad sides of bipolar coming out too much, he or she does not have to be on lithium. If a man is angry, but bottles it up, it's not healthy. It might be better to go to therapy. Just so angry, hates the world, hates himself, but finds ways to be kind. Still has some confidence in spite of the depression. Can be a good husband. His wife or girlfriend has no evidence she should leave him unless she doesn't like him. The biggest thing the Mangione shooting taught me, and a lot of people wouldn't agree or like this, it's much easier to write him off as ill, but I don't think that's the right way to do it. It's not the most constructive way. It's easier if you're a 60-year-old, especially a powerful one, to say he was ill. Don't give that attention. But it's much more constructive, especially in the long run, to acknowledge Luigi just before COVID was a counselor, a college kid going on dates, doing normal shit, very intelligent valedictorian. What flipped in him? He didn't suddenly develop a genetic mental illness that he didn't have before. And what flipped in him is what flipped in a lot of young people during COVID. You're going to trap us inside. You're going to open a border. You're going to replace us with illegal immigrants who can't say no and then call us lazy if we do say no. Well, it's not that we're lazy, but I mean, that's slavery. You're controlling them with their citizenship. So do we want to let slavery come back in? And then if so, do we want Americans to compete with people who can never say no and never stop working? Let's have those debates. But a lot of young people feel so abandoned watching these corporations just screw the future for us. And some, I really think the leaders of those corporations get frustrated when young Americans don't believe they're doing good for the world or want to talk about it. Most don't hate corporations. You get smart young people fired up when you don't let us talk. When the choice is yours, shut the fuck up. We'll get the next one. No, you won't. No, you won't. You'll do it again until you're punished. And the difference between Luigi and about half of Gen Z is he took a gun and he killed a man. That's a pretty important difference, Dayton. You're right. You're right. But why is it an important difference? Because like I said, thoughts are not crimes. Being weird is not a crime. The Hans Niemann thing, Well, maybe he should have not been suspicious, not cheated when he was younger, not given weird interviews. He didn't fucking cheat. It's not a crime to be weird. The Kevin Spacey stuff going on right now, the actor who got accused for sexual misconduct and was proven innocent, along with Justin Tucker and many other men. Spacey had a very open-minded quote about it. I read his article like I read a lot of the news on my breaks at work. I got 20 minutes to kill. All I can take away from this pain and being basically homeless, going from being an A-list actor to homeless, is to carry myself in a way that doesn't give others reason to target me. That's pretty mature. Your life was ruined. You're proven innocent. All I can do is work on myself and my personality so others don't have reason to falsely accuse me. And my thought is just don't falsely accuse people. If there's no hard evidence, there's no conversation. There's no digging. Even if a person is guilty, if we're looking with no probable cause and finding stuff just on a witch hunt, oh, I don't like that. And if a man wants to sit in a phone booth all day, it's not good. Believe me, I don't feel as good as I did when I started doing this. That's not a crime. There's no reason to be digging through my personal life or journals that I'm dangerous, even if I were. You can't just open search people. It's called a wildcard search in tech. Wildcard search means I don't remember the associate's identification number. I don't remember the purchase order, but I remember 2 digits in a row. So star 62 close. Anything with a 6-2 sequence is going to pull. That's because I don't know the answer. Of the millions, I want to narrow it down to those that have a 6-2 in the middle in order. 6-2. I'm pointing the purchase order. Okay, so now you narrowed it down to 100,000 of the million. That's opening up a database because you didn't know which one to search for. Instead of looking at one, you looked at the whole database and said, find what I want. You can't wildcard search humans. They're mostly good. No one's perfect. We all have flaws, bad thoughts, bad days. Find the worst. Why? He didn't bow down to authority. That's not a reason. Okay, make up a reason. But first, dig through his private life so we have a believable reason and a message from 20 years ago that we can use it as evidence. Well, why'd you have the message? Because we invaded his private life. But the real reason is because he was angry. Look, see? No. You cannot do that. That's where the world's going with tech. Even though I thought chess was subjective, that's where chess is at right now. All right, I'm going to go do my laundry. I'm going to play some more chess in my dog's dog park, which is, I don't know if it's going to be warm enough today to run there. Probably not, but I need to start exercising a little more. And hopefully I can get it close to 2,200. I'll definitely close out my run to 2,200 in Blitz on stream. So there's evidence and excitement. And YouTube hecklers that have nothing else going for them are satisfied. I'm going to make you satisfied, even if it kills me. Even if it takes a slower, mine's a little bit more time to feel me. And I have till next Tuesday to get completely ready mentally and physically for over the board. I will go to the club this Tuesday so I can take my dog to daycare, make sure everything's situated. She hadn't been there in a while. Make sure the people I know are still working there. If not, I have to make sure I trust the new people. And I'll go work with the Grandmaster while Nova's at daycare playing. Then I will go to the last round of November nights to see how it looks, who's been playing, who's winning. They look sharp. And also, most importantly, get myself back in a routine of playing over the board chess on Tuesday nights, of driving there, talking to myself right, of preparing right. That way, December 2nd, I think, is the next Tuesday. Yeah, I will be right back to where I was when I stopped playing the weekly nights, because I've been working Tuesdays for 9 months. And I should be one of the better players there now. I was usually between 3rd and 5th, and now I'm about 150 rating points higher. I should win it, or at least have a chance, depending on who shows up. I'm excited. Life is perfect.